I say we do Vivek and put the one with Nikki Haley. He starts off there, and then we'll go with the Vivek and Christie. Watch this right here, what he does to Nikki Haley.
Clinic.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the look on her face. And now remember, guys, here's what you need to know. No matter what anybody says, a lot of billionaires, a lot of establishment money, a lot of establishment Republicans are choosing Nikki Haley as their candidate.
And you know why?
They want her as their candidate. Of
course.
Okay? So
a lot of that money was initially with
DeSantis is going now to
pivoted.
her.
Yeah.
So, but watch what Vivek does here. Rob, go ahead and play this clip here.
If I may. So, foreign policy experience is not the same as foreign policy wisdom. I want everybody at home to note that I was the first person to say we need a reasonable peace deal in Ukraine. Now a lot of the neocons are quietly coming along to that position, with the exceptions of Nikki Haley and Joe Biden, who still support this, what I believe is pointless war in Ukraine. And I think those with foreign policy experience, one thing that Joe Biden and Nikki Haley have in common is that neither of them could even state for you 3 provinces in eastern Ukraine that they want to send our troops to actually fight for. Look at that. This is what I want people to understand. These people have, I mean, she has no idea what the hell the names of those provinces are, but she wants to send our sons and daughters and our troops and our military equipment to go fight it. So reject this myth that they've been selling you, that somebody had a cup of coffee stint at the UN and then makes $8 million after, has real foreign policy experience. It takes an outsider to see this through. Look at the blank expression. She doesn't know the names of the provinces that she wants to actually fight for. And there's her puppet masters right there. The donors right there that are playing her like the puppet master.
I love him, Pat.
Did she respond to that?
She couldn't say anything.
By the way, if she knew the provinces, she would have owned him.
Yeah.
Instead, blank look.
Provinces, yeah, she did not know.
She had no idea.
Tom, what do you think about when you see this, Tom?
I think Vivek is saying and demonstrating what the American voter wants to see, which is some guts and some truth, and he's got facts he's backing up, but he's wrapping it up into an accusation. My daughter saw this, and I said, what did you think of Vivek? She said, well, they're probably going to say he's a jerk, but he was being very clear. And this is a 17-year-old girl. You know how we all feel in our house. But the point is, I think that's what America's feeling. America's feeling, dude, you're right. And the establishment, is referring to him as a jerk, saying that he's a petulant little brat, and trying to, but look how they're trying to put labels on what was a guy that made a very strong, clear comment. And you saw the stunned look. They were all sitting there looking back as DeSantis took 2 steps back in his heels and put his hands in his pocket. Did you see that? He wanted no part of that. He was physically showing, all right, you can just yell right across the front of my podium and just leave me be.
It's funny you're saying that. There's a video that's going viral from The Daily Show. If you got that, Rob, I don't. A bunch of guys sent me this. I didn't even know what this was, and then apparently this was AI. Rob, go ahead. Rob, we can't hear.
Rob, we can't hear it.
5'11". You're
go back.
Go back.
Yeah.
Remember, Ron, you are normal. You are not weird. You are 5'11". Your suit is soft, and your shoes are grown-up big boy shoes. That's it. Pretend you're listening to music, human music. Good. Check the phone. Normal style. Activate conversation mode. Hello, you're busy. Okay, love you. Bye. Come on, Ron. Be normal. You are not a bobblehead with a dry mouth. You are a big boy with a wet mouth. Activate head turn. Activate toothless smile. Good. Very good.
Brilliant.
Activate hand gesture. Good, that's better. Remember, you are a Ron DeSantis. You aren't just normal. You're also totally not weird.
Let me respond to this. By the way, The Daily Show has not been funny since Jon Stewart left. What was his name? Trevor Noah?
Oh, my God. Absolute horrible.
If he ever sees this clip, no offense, you're a great guy. You see me, I'd love to have a beer with you, buddy. Least funniest host I've ever seen.
Oh, Trevor Noah?
What do you mean? I didn't even know he did stand-up.
Not funny whatsoever.
Funny at all.
So woke, so bought and sold and paid for by the left. There's one person that's super funny on The Daily Show, Jordan Klepper. You ever see his stuff that he goes out there and does?
I don't watch none of those shows.
Of course you don't. But
this
right here was probably the funniest clip I've seen produced by The Daily Show in years.
Oh, yeah.
Years, yeah.
And years. I would respect Ron, like at this point, because Ron DeSantis knows people are talking. If I was him, I would open the debate like, you know what? Patrick, but David's talk crap. I would kick the boots and just get right down to here.
You don't have
like, what? What? Yeah, I'm short, but hey, COVID, I kicked ass during COVID. I would do that, and guess what? He would skyrocket.
He just doesn't have it, dude. I've spoken with multiple people that are in his orbit.
Yeah,
he is a policy wonk, super smart. He just don't have that riz, that it fact. He just doesn't have it.
Well, you talk about multiple people in his orbit, but you and Pat were there, along with a small group of media that was invited to the governor's mansion during the formative weeks of the development of the campaign.
Yeah, a couple weeks before his announcement.
You saw it live. It's not just people in his orbit you talked to. You guys saw it live. It's just stiff and uninitiated person.
Pat, I'll let you respond to this, but typically this is just unsolicited advice to the governor. Respect you. I would vote for you a million times over Gavin Newsom. Somehow Gavin Newsom won that debate when all the facts were on DeSantis' side. But when you get into a room, and it's how many people were in that room, Pat, in the governor's mansion? 18 to 20 people. Just hot tip for anybody starting a speech. Don't just go straight into facts. Just be like, guys, so happy you guys are all here. How you doing, buddy? What's good to see you, man? All right, cool. With that being said, we're going to have a great conversation today. Now let's get started. You don't start a speech with, hi, guys, the GDP of Florida is, and then the people in Publix and the teachers union. It's like, dude, like, just give it a quick little intro. Say hi. It was a little, too wonkish.
At this point, who do you think was the person? I know we talked about it once. Who was the person that looked at Ron DeSantis and said, listen, president, you can do it? Do you think it was his wife, or do you think there was somebody that was like,
yes,
like on the
there
side?
was one person.
Yes.
Who was it?
Jesus.
No, it wasn't Jesus. Who do you think it was, Tom, honestly?
I think his wife has aspirations and is managing his career with him in partnership, and she pushed him too early.
Who do you think? If you had to guess.
I think it's himself. I think it's himself, and then his wife encouraging, and a bunch of other people. But you have to the filtering to know what flattery is. It's such a hard filter to have. Most people don't have it because you want to hear somebody say things about you that, like, imagine somebody comes to Tom and says, hey, without you, Pat would never do anything. You know that, right? I don't think Pat gives you enough credit. And Tom buys that flattery.
Yeah.
In that moment, Tom may independently be like, I kind of agree. You're right. Okay? And say, I'm not part of that discussion. And he buys into that. Say somebody comes to me and says, hey, Pat, just so you know, without you, Tom wouldn't be anything, right? Because you're giving him the eyeball. And I'm like, well, yeah, I'm giving him the eyeball. You can't fall for it. It's a trap, right? So somebody came in, and the biggest thing that hurt his chance of being a president, they told him you can do it without Trump. Yeah, they told him you need to go after him. And that decreased his chances of ever being a president by a big margin. Listen, this doesn't mean he can't be a president. He can. Mm-hmm. A lot of weird things can still happen today. But let's just say Trump's out of the equation. Say Trump's out of the equation.
Yeah.
Flat out say Trump's not going to be running. Something happens, he can't run. Where's the MAGA vote going to be going? To DeSantis or to Vivek?
Vivek.
To Vivek.
Of course.
So even that he's not going to get.
Yeah.
So he told the MAGA crowd, look, you're delusional in a way. He didn't say that, but I'm saying is the position he took. But this is more about Nikki Haley right now, guys. Nikki Haley and Christie, the way they set this up, because if it's 5, they've always put DeSantis right in the middle. They've always had DeSantis. If it's odd, the number one guy is in the middle.
Right.
And Vivek went from all the way in the outside, and he's worked himself right next to. It's like in Mr. Olympia. What happens is when they're doing shows, the best bodybuilder physique is in the middle, and let's just say you're on the outside, and last year nobody looked at you as a competitor. Yeah. The next thing you're posing next to the main competitor, they're like, oh shit, this guy could be taking it.
Yeah.
And that when Jay Cutler beat Ronnie or Ronnie beat all these other guys, it kind of works like that. So Vivek's worked them, but watch the way they positioned it. They put the two establishment guys right next to each other, Christie and Nikki Haley. They put the one that is somewhat a hybrid between establishment and non-establishment, which is who? DeSantis. He's a hybrid. And they put the non-establishment all the way to his corner, which is who? Vivek. Now, Rob, do me a favor. Go to the longer clip with him and Christie where he dismantles Christie and what he tells him. Is this the one that you have? Or go ahead and play this clip. Let's see if the audio plays. If not, just back it up. Okay, perfect. That's fine. Watch this.
We learned 3 things. We learned 3 things right there. First of all, Christie also doesn't know what provinces in Eastern Ukraine, he actually wants us to fight for.
Look at his face.
Chris, your version of foreign policy experience was closing a bridge from New Jersey to New York.
Yeah.
So do everybody a favor, just walk yourself off that stage, enjoy a nice meal, and get the hell out of this race.
Such a beast.
You're gonna actually send your sons and daughters to go die in somebody else's war.
Hold on.
You better, excuse me, Chris, I'm speaking, and I'm not done yet. You have your chance, and we're going to be done. So listen up to this: is if these people want to send your sons and daughters to go die in
Look
Ukraine,
what he says.
they've been arguing for it for a year. $200
Look
billion
what he says.
of our taxpayer money sent over. Neither of them could even name for you the provinces that they actually want to protect. And this is the people who have been touting their
Nikki's trying
so-called
to
foreign
do
policy
geography.
experience.
She's scrambling.
It is intellectual fraud. These people are lying to you, the same people who told you about weapons and mass destruction in Iraq. To justify that invasion, didn't know the first thing about it, yet they sent thousands of our sons and daughters to go die. The same people who told you the same in Afghanistan, where the Taliban is still in charge 20 years later. $7 trillion of our national debt due to these toxic neocons. You can put lipstick on a Dick Cheney, it is still a fascist neocon.
Thank
and
you,
you gotta
Mr.
see that
Ramaswamy.
today.
Thank you, Mr.
It's Dick Cheney
Ramaswamy.
all over again in this party.
Thank you, Mr. Ramaswamy.
Can I tell you the best thing that ever happened to Vivek? The best thing that ever happened to
Them
Vivek
bullying on-
was when we were in L.A. at the Reagan Library for that second debate, and he tried to play Mr. Nice Guy. You remember that?
Of course.
Hey, because the first debate, he came out there, guns blazing. The second debate, he realized, oh shit, these guys are all here to attack me. And he was like, no, can't we all get along? He sought counsel. He went back to the drawing board. He looked in the mirror, and he just said, F you, I'm going for it.
And he chose his
And
enemies.
he's just been
like
fired up ever
Pat,
since.
Not to be
I
that
think
guy.
this is him. I think this is the natural Vivek. He has facts that he puts together along with the assertive argument, with the you know, the kind of the nail on the head. Go have a nice meal, get the hell off the
nail
stage,
that.
right?
Yeah,
using my line.
But that is Adam's line. Yeah. No, but I think it's correct. I think you're seeing the real Vivek. The real Vivek has facts, and he argues with facts, but he also wraps them with a punch.
Yeah.
And that's what I think. This is the real guy. We saw him at intermission. We walked up on stage and talked to him for about 1 minute. You know, no security came up and everything, and we encouraged him and everything. But during the intermission, you could feel the fire in the fight, but he didn't show it when it was live during the debate. Simi Valley.
But I think that that's him. But something he went into another gear because it wasn't this like pointed going at him. And mind you, I mean, dude,
I agree
he has
100%.
The guy's brilliant, but something shifted in fifth gear where it's like now it's no holds barred, and I'm putting everybody on blast, which is backed by fact. And you could, dude, if you have the facts and now you're putting them and you're questioning them to see if they know it and they don't, you win. He won that by 10 lengths.
Just look what he did in the third debate when we were all there in Miami. The second debate in L.A., he tried to play Mr. Nice Guy, flopped.
Yeah.
Third debate, he walks up on stage. He basically said the old Office Space thing, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. All right,
I'm
let's
out.
roll. Ronna McDaniel, please step down. Kristen Welker, you're bought and paid for. Why don't you apologize for this? F you, F you, F you, F you. And now, and like, what now? And everyone's like, holy shit, this guy means business.
By the way, you see that the way Vivek is pushing. The first thing I do after the debate was over with, the next day, I go type in GOP debate winners. Rob, just go type in GOP debate winners.
I can't wait for this.
And look what everybody said, winners and losers, okay? Just pick a story. Go to any one of them, okay? Go to that one. Fourth, I'm guaranteed, it says 3 winners, 1 losers. I guarantee you the 1 loser they put as Vivek. Watch this. Go all the way down, So winners, Haley and Christie
What
winners.
they have there?
Haley and winner Christie.
The Haley Christie Alliance.
Yeah. The man that's been losing in the polls is somehow a winner.
Keep going. Keep going. Let's see what they got here. What's this one? Well, far-right conspiracy theorist as a winner.
Wow.
Okay.
What do they say
But that's
is
not
the
a winner, though.
conspiracy
That's not a winner,
No,
though.
it's not.
It's sort of like a humble brag.
Yeah, that is not a
You're
winner.
fat, but you look good today.
Yeah, January 6th and all this stuff, because they still want that to be an insurrection.
Obviously.
Okay, but go to the next one. That's not called a winner. That's a loser, small government, conservatism. Okay, go to the next
Notice
one.
how they put the word small
All
in
right,
there.
winner Donald Trump. Okay, let's go to the next site. Go pick a different site. Go to let's see what what is it? Okay, go to that one. Let's see what The Hill says.
The Hill, yeah.
And then go to New York Times. Okay, so here's The Hill. Winners and losers. Winner, Ron DeSantis. Look how confusing this is. So Ron DeSantis, the winner. Keep going.
He was the loser in the last
No,
one,
he's
right?
yeah, that's right. They're saying he's the winner. Okay, Donald Trump winner. Okay, keep going. And then who else you got? Mixed. Nikki Haley, she's mixed. Okay. And then who else we got here? Christie, mixed. And then go all the way to the bottom, and guess who's the loser? Let's actually read this. The number of voters holding an unfavorable opinion of Ramaswamy has sharpened in poll recent summer. He likely spiked those numbers Wednesday, condescending line of attack against Haley, suggesting at least metaphorically that she didn't tell the difference between the United States and Israel. Even drew Christie to come to Haley's defense. Described the piece of paper alleging corruption was far too obviously a pre-planned gimmick. Ramaswamy also continued his tendency to pump oxygen into conspiracy theories while relieving himself a silver deniability. The 2020 election was indeed stolen by big tech. He's not lying. Twitter didn't post the story.
That's a fact.
He said a phrasing that seemed designed to appeal to MAGA. So again, go to next one. So far, let's look at what New York Times says. We looked at The Hill and we looked at Vox. So here, he's a clown. Haley. Christie is first place. Look at that.
No way.
Look at that. And look who's last. Vivek is last place. This is New York Times for you.
Scroll down a little bit.
Yeah,
What does it say below that?
He's a clown and not even one of the good ones. Winners and losers. So I'm assuming that's probably a quote from Christie to Vivek. Keep going lower. So they give it to Christie. Christie.
There's no way.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
There's no and then they wonder why
Haley,
nobody's watching them.
But this one, you can't say that. How many subscribers? Go type in New York Times number of subscribers.
New York Times.
New York Times subscribers. Okay, how many millions do they have? 10 million. What do you mean nobody is listening?
But I mean, listen, but believing it?
No, of course they're believing it.
It's
They're
the
paying
most successful
money.
digital publication. Like it or not.
The people are watching. So how many people watched the debate? A lot of people didn't. They're going to sit there and say,
4 million.
Christie crushed it and this Vivek guy's a loser. This is what they're doing to people that they're, and by the way, play Van Jones, what Van Jones said. Okay, go, if you got, watch this clip here. Look at his reaction.
This is right after.
Watch this.
Condescending way that he just spews this poison out is very, very dangerous because he won't stop Trump, but he's going to outlive Trump by about 50 years. And you're watching the rise of an American demagogue.
He gets it.
That is a very, very despicable person.
Yeah.
And
you can say that all you want.
I was shaking
Beta.
listening to him talk because a lot of people don't know.
Listen.
That is one step away from Nazi propaganda coming out of his mouth.
A brown
I would love to know the comment that he's talking about.
No, just
because Van Jones is not an idiot. He's not an idiot. I would like to know the comment that he's talking about.
No, not
this is so intentional.
He's saying
he's talking about Vivek here.
He's talking about Vivek.
Yeah.
But this is the takeaways from
ridiculous.
this. Here's a guy that works for a network that constantly spews poison with lies. That's all they do. You want to talk about bought and paid for? As a grown man, were you shaking from what Vivek was saying? Because it's the truth. It's the truth. When he said January 6th inside job, 100%. 100%. What's making you shake? And by the way, he has to be that guy because Trump didn't talk, so they have to have him. What was he supposed to say right there? Yeah, I mean, dude, Vivek kicked everybody's ass.
Hang on, CNN production meeting, Van Jones. Y'all, you better take this guy seriously. I got a plan. I got this. Give me the point at the 8-minute mark. I'm going after him.
Yeah, I was shaking.
That's the CNN pre-production.
Let me just tell you what this guy's got. Here's what you got to give Van Jones credit. He's right. Vivek's going to be around for 40, 50 years.
Yeah,
that part.
And you're going to have to put up with him. And the guy is probably the most annoying guy to people like Van Jones. He is fearless. He has
his own money.
Smart. He is educated. He has made his own money. He's doing his thing. He is well-read. He has outworked everybody. He's on every single show, podcast. He's not said no to anybody. We offered Nikki Haley. She was supposed to come here the day the debate was in Miami. Last minute, we just can't because of all this other candidate. Christie, last minute. Credit to RFK, just did a town hall. Credit to DeSantis. He came over here. Credit to Vivek. He's come here a couple times. Nikki Haley, establishment doesn't want to come. Why don't you want to come and sit down? Why don't you want to do this? They understand a guy like Vivek is going to be annoying, talking shit about these guys for a very, very long time to come, and they're going to hate him.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.